up guys, welcome back to another video here with the Zorki 4. Today we're gonna check out all the little details and how this camera functions. As you know, I did the review the last video, and I tried to cover as much as possible with my knowledge and what I learned from the camera. But you know, this time I'm gonna try to show how you the little detail with the cocking the shutter and then change shutter speed, the shutter trigger and the rewinder, and a little bit more in a slow pace in a way, even though the last video was kind of long. But let's jump in on this. So like I said last time, this is the camera, this is the Zorki. It has the Jupiter 8 f2. Pretty good lens, pretty fast, like I say, compact. I think I talk about this aperture ring, kind of quirky, kind of easy to move if you have it in the back or something. Not the biggest deal. Just get used to check your aperture when you're shooting. Again, like I said, not on all the times, but you should do it so you avoid problems. The focus is a little bit like stiff, and I'm pretty sure it's because it's old and they need maintenance like anything else, so that's something else to check. You may get like a one that's not as stiff, but it's not that bad. You get used to it. I bought this accessory from the website Lens Tabs. Pretty good. They have so much sizes, and what basically is this, like a plastic, like a focus tab. You put your finger, gonna help you. You can tell it's kind of hard to push compared to other lenses and stuff. There it is, screw mount M39. You can buy a lot of lenses. They're cheaper than the new M. I don't know if you can kind of tell. Right there is the cloud shutter. And you can hear right now the shutter, kind of loud, even though it's a cloud shutter just like Leicas, but it's not gonna be as quiet. So anyways, that's the thing. So let's jump to one of the most important parts of this camera per se, which is cocking the shutter, right? So this is what happens. So you need to move this knob, which is the film puller knob, not the winder. Like again, I tell you in the other video, like that. And you can tell right there, maybe like the dent in my finger, just to moving that. That's what I mean when I said about the this doesn't focus that amazing. And also I think there you go. Took forever, but this is what we're working, guys, so stay with me. There you go, you can see that. So just for one, imagine 3 rolls with 36 pictures and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna tax your fingers. Maybe you can use some sort of plastic or something to cover. After a while you don't care. You feel it, but you're aware of that. If you don't like that, go for the 4K. So I cock the shutter, it doesn't move. So when these happen, now you can jump in the shutter speed. It's not as simple, but that's what you do. And then you can pull this up, then you move it depending which one you want. 60, 125, 1000 to 50, etc. etc. All the shutter speed that we know, right? All the way to bulb. And then shot. Now, if you shot like this, like you take the picture and then you jump to change the shutter speed, that's when the problem starts. That's when all the problems is gonna come and hunt you and possible break, or start having issues with like the one I mentioned, that if I go all the way to 1/8 of a second, the shutter stocks, and then I need to reset, like coming back to a 160 at least, pull a couple frames and then start working. But that's what happened, because that's what I did. After I took a picture, I went for my shutter speed instead of rolling this one first. And you know, you just be careful and avoid that as much as possible. One thing that I avoid to say last time is this shutter, or like the button shutter, sorry, should know what is this one, but anyways, yeah, it's a shutter button. Has a little knob too. What it basically does is you twist this, and there's a lock mechanism, so you don't pull this by accident if you don't want, and it's just gonna go infinite. Keep moving, it never stops. So that's if you don't, and that's one thing. And the other one, this doesn't go down. It's easily to press this button if you have it in a bag or something, and you don't waste frames, right? You put it back again, move this one, and then there you go. You can come back to take pictures again. Okay, I think that's one of the biggest one. Another little thing before we jump to load film for today, so you can see the whole process. Again, this video is not like more add to the review, maybe a little bit, but just to give you a more sort of example of how to use it. Once you're done, you push this button, if I'm not wrong, they release the mechanism so you can start pulling your film. This is the knob, pull it up, you have a little arrow, very simple, and you start. So this looks really easy on video right now, but when it's loaded with film, it takes a long time and it's really stiff. This is like I tell you, you've been pulling, you know, this one to the side, and then you need to pull this one too, and you can tell there's some sort of grip, but it's not smooth. So again, your fingers always gonna feel it no matter what. When you're done, put down, whatever. This is the focus, the diopter, so you can change it if you have, if you wear glasses, or you know, you can see real well. There you go. So let's jump to the last thing I'm going to show you, which is the important, I think, is how you load this thing. It's always scary because you don't want to mess film, which is not, it's not expensive, but also not cheap. So let's say you finish rewinding here, down. So you have two locks right here, and you tripod screw mount, which is at 3/8 if I'm not wrong. It's not the standard tripod these days. So if you want to use a tripod, you need to find an adapter, maybe on Amazon or something. For me, I don't use this a lot on the tripod. So anyways, here we go. Let's go back. So I was distracted. You can see it. So I have these tabs, kind of locks. Pull up, twist, and then twist. And then basically you need to use a little bit of force, and you're gonna pull this down. It's gonna come out the whole thing, and there you go. You get it out. You see it in the video, but I just want to do it more slow. And actually today we're gonna load some film. This is the little spool that you need to be careful not to lose. It's really easy to open and maybe pops or something, especially when you're in the street. So be aware of that and be careful. So today we're gonna load the Zorki with some slide film, which I never shot with it. This is the first time. And I have some Fujifilm Velvia, Fujifilm Velvia 50, 36 frames. That's gonna be the continuation of this series of video with the Zorki. I'm gonna go outside, give you a POV of shooting this film, develop, and show you the pictures. So let's show you how to load this, because it's not as usual as more modern film cameras that you just put on one side, and it has a mechanism to do it himself. So there you go. Let me try see if this focus. This is a spool. Hello camera, focus please. Don't be a BAT. There you go. That's the closest I can go. Is a little notch right there that you're gonna hook. You see a little bit? This one right there. Sorry guys. There you go. that one right there. You put one of the holes of the film right there, like so. I wish I can do like super close up with this, but well, it's what it is, right? Put it right there. It's a little sign, and then until it latches, there you go, something like so. And you can see right there, right? Just put it there. See, is a hook. Goes one of the little holes, and then let's get moving. So now you go back to normal. Put one side here, and you start pulling, or pull a little bit. Try not to pull that much or hard, just because film, it's not like it's super delicate, but whatever. So this is how you put it. Put the film right there in the corner. Sorry, there you go. And this one needs to go all the way down, and then you can see another hooks right there. I tend to pull a little bit from this side. Oops, did I? Oh, there you go. Pull at least one. There you go. Don't be scared. Got it there. For the most part, this is not a problem with this camera. Take the back, push. You have the locks again. Hold down, hold down. There you have it. Load and ready to go. Try to shoot maybe 2 shots. And by the way, before we jump to that, here's the other part about the reset the counter. It's a manual counter. So you know, like now I put the film there. And here's the wheel. So now I need to pull these to match this line here on the side to 0. So every time I take a picture, it keeps counting the right amount, and you have a problem with that. That's again one of the other quirks. So let's do that. Let's go to 0 again. Yeah, this camera is kind of rough a little bit in some ways, which I like it. I like the challenge to not be comfortable, but it's not like it's super uncomfortable that you don't want to like toss it around like I said. So there goes 0. But I'm gonna need to reset it again because I'm gonna take 2 pictures at least, so you know it starts and you don't have false frames. So it went to 2 right there. It's hard to tell in the video, but it went to 2. Just pull to 0 again. It's a little dot here on the side by the shutter button. Just pull. It's a really small dot. There you go. No, yeah, I think you see it's aligned with 0. You can pull in everything. So that's it for like usage, like how you load film, a little bit more about the mechanism and everything. But after this, you go use Sunny 16, which is again a lot of you guys asked me about it. Let me just pull my phone real fast so we can check the app that I've been telling you guys. In my case, I use the Luma light meter. Once you open it and load it, this is what you're gonna find on your phone. Real simple. You hit spot metering, and there you go. That's what you can use. You set aperture, shutter, and your ISO, and it's gonna give you. You give the ISO, which is the film. Obviously, it's not gonna change. Maybe you want to control more the aperture or what you want, and then you put 2.0, and it's gonna give you wet shutter. This is one way to do it. The other app is called, let me go, Sunny 16 Rule, which is this one. You open it. Let me put down the brightness. Let me see, guys, if you can see it. It's a little bit too bright. There you go. So same thing applies here. Put the ISO, which is again with film, it's not going to change that much. And then you normally, and then here's the combinations. They give you a nice icon of what it means: sunny, cloudy, afternoon, raining, overcast, and they give you exactly the combination 500 a second f16. If you put that on a sunny day with a 400 ISO, you are pretty much safe to shoot, and you're gonna have, for the most part, an accurate exposure, unless you start mixing, you know, shadows and stuff. But for the most part, this is a no-brainer. This works really well. It works for me awesomely. And if I need a really specific thing, I use the other app that's spot metering. Or you can go and buy a manual light meter, which is there. Some expensive and other budget ones. If you guys want, I can talk a little bit more about that in another video, about options and more of these apps and stuff, how much they cost. But there you go, you have it. That's all you need. Your film, load in this. Be careful with the mechanism, I guess, again. But don't be scared. Don't think about too much. Go outside, take your pictures. Your phone is a good tool if you're a little bit worried about exposing. That's it. Really simple. It's, again, like I said in the last video, the Zorki 4 is a great affordable camera to start film. And honestly, like I said, it's not super like well built and quality. For the most part, it's fine, but again, it's not like super refined. But I'm keeping this camera for me. I love it a lot. My first film camera, rangefinder film camera. And that's it, guys. Let me know in the comments what's more. Again, last video, I'm gonna go and shoot this roll of Velvia Fujifilm 50. Show you POV and the results, and that will conclude this series of videos for the Zorki 4. So thank you again. Subscribe, share. Again, tell me in the topics, in the comments, what you want me to talk about. I have more cameras coming slowly, taking the pace of these to deliver more content. Not super fast, but you know, it's steady. So take care, guys. Christmas and holidays are coming. Hopefully you enjoy it with family. Hasta la vista and adios.